The skies over the Middle East are rarely quiet. This region, known for its geopolitical tensions, is constantly witnessing military exercises and strategic maneuvers. The airspace is a critical domain, closely monitored by various nations. But the anticipated arrival of Chinese-made Chengdu J-10 fighter jets, these advanced aircraft are poised to make a significant impact on the region's military landscape. Iran is making new waves. The news has stirred considerable discussion among military analysts and policymakers alike. This isn't just another arms deal, it's a transaction with far-reaching implications. It's a pivotal moment for Iran's Air Force and the region's strategic balance. The introduction of these jets could potentially shift the power dynamics in the area. For decades, Iran's Air Force has relied on aging American jets from before 1979, a legacy of a different era. Kept flying through ingenuity but now hopelessly outdated. Maintaining these vintage aircraft has been a constant challenge, requiring significant resources and expertise. The J-10, a modern 4.5-generation fighter, represents a significant technological leap forward. Marks Iran's biggest leap in aerial capability in over 30 years. This acquisition signals a clear intent to modernize and strengthen its air defenses. With advanced avionics, providing enhanced situational awareness and targeting capabilities, long-range missiles, and agility, making it a formidable opponent in aerial combat, the J-10 could challenge the air superiority of Iran's rivals, potentially altering the balance of power in the skies. Its arrival forces military planners across the Gulf to carefully assess the implications, to rethink their assumptions about Iran's capabilities. This acquisition necessitates a reassessment of existing defense strategies. This move reflects deepening Iran-China ties, highlighting the growing strategic partnership between the two nations. The end of the UN arms embargo, paving the way for Iran to acquire advanced military hardware, and the relentless march of military technology, constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible. As these jets enter service, undergoing rigorous testing and integration into Iran's air defense network, they'll reshape not just Iran's arsenal, significantly enhancing its air power capabilities, but the psychology of regional security, influencing perceptions and calculations across the Middle East. The roar of the J-10, a symbol of Iran's renewed military ambition, signals a new chapter in Middle Eastern air power, a chapter defined by shifting alliances, technological advancements, and the ever-present quest for regional dominance. The Chengdu J-10, or Firebird, is China's answer to Western fourth-generation fighters like the F-16. Developed for versatility, it excels in both air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. Its delta wing and canard design give it impressive agility, while a powerful engine pushes it to over twice the speed of sound. The J-10C variant, reportedly headed to Iran, features a modern glass cockpit and an advanced AESA radar. This radar tracks multiple targets, resists jamming, and enables the use of cutting-edge Chinese missiles. The PL-15 missile, with a range over 200 kilometers, gives the J-10 a first-look, first-shot advantage. It can also deliver precision-guided bombs and anti-ship missiles, making it a flexible threat. The J-10 is a complete, modern weapon system, far beyond anything in Iran's current fleet. Iran's current air force is, in many ways, a museum, showcasing pre-1979 American jets. These aircraft, once symbols of cutting-edge technology, now represent a bygone era in aerial warfare. The contrast with modern fighter capabilities is stark. F-14S, F-4S, and F-5S, iconic aircraft in their time, but now facing the challenges of age and obsolescence. Yet, through ingenuity and sheer determination, these planes have been kept flying against the odds, a testament to the skill of Iranian engineers and technicians. However, these old planes rely on outdated radars, limiting their ability to detect and engage modern threats effectively. Their analog cockpits, filled with dials and gauges and obsolete weapon systems, place them at a distinct disadvantage against modern adversaries. The J-10C's advanced electronically scanned array, or AESA radar, and advanced avionics represent a quantum leap in technology. This is a generational leap, offering capabilities previously unavailable to the Iranian Air Force. The advanced systems provide pilots with vastly superior situational awareness, enabling them to make quicker, more informed decisions in the heat of combat. While Iran's F-14S once boasted long-range missiles, specifically the AIM-54 Phoenix, which were formidable in their prime, their replacements are based on old tech and are now quite limited in range and effectiveness compared to modern air-to-air weaponry. The J-10C, armed with PL-15 missiles, a new generation of air-to-air missiles, can engage targets at significantly longer ranges, far beyond the reach of Iran's legacy jets, creating a distinct advantage in aerial engagements. Its modern airframe, constructed with composite materials, and its advanced canard delta wing design, contribute to superior performance. These features offer agility and durability that the old fleet simply can't match, enhancing survivability and combat effectiveness. After decades of sanctions, which have severely restricted access to modern military technology and spare parts, Iran's existing jets suffer from severe fatigue, structural weaknesses, and increasing reliability issues, impacting their operational readiness. New J-10s mean not just better performance in terms of speed, maneuverability, and firepower, but also significantly higher mission readiness rates, ensuring a more capable and responsive air force. This acquisition is more than just an incremental upgrade to existing capabilities. It represents a fundamental transformation of Iran's air combat potential, shifting the balance of power in the region. The J-10 closes a critical gap in Iran's air defenses, a vulnerability that has left Iran exposed and challenged for decades, making this a strategically significant acquisition. Iran's air force was once the pride of the Shah's regime, flying F-14 Tomcats and F-4 Phantoms as symbols of power. The 1979 revolution cut off U.S. support, forcing Iran to keep these jets flying through ingenuity and black market parts. During the Iran-Iraq War, these American-made jets became icons of resilience and national pride. But time has caught up. The airframes are worn, the electronics outdated, and upgrades are mere patches on ancient platforms. The legacy of the Phantom and Tomcat is now one of diminishing returns. The J-10's arrival is a tacit admission that Iran can no longer rely solely on its pre-revolutionary fleet. It's a bittersweet but necessary step toward future conflicts. Iran is moving from nostalgia to necessity, trading legends for modern capability. The J-10 marks the end of an era, and the start of a new one. Iran's push for the J-10 is driven by urgent need and strategic timing. For decades, rivals like Saudi Arabia and the UAE have outpaced Iran with advanced Western jets, widening the technological gap. The expiration of the UN arms embargo in 2020 opened the door for legal arms deals with China. The J-10 deal is a product of Iran's deepening partnership with Beijing, formalized in a 25-year cooperation agreement. For China, it's a chance to challenge U.S. influence and showcase its defense industry. For Iran, it's access to high-end technology without Western strings attached. Iran's doctrine isn't about matching rivals plane for plane, but raising the cost of any attack. A squadron of J-10s armed with long-range missiles is a powerful deterrent, designed to make any adversary think twice. Iran's J-10 acquisition has alarmed its regional rivals. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Israel have long relied on superior air power to maintain an edge over Iran. The arrival of modern J-10s challenges that advantage, forcing Gulf states to rethink their air defense strategies. For Israel, the threat is especially acute. J-10s with long-range missiles could endanger support aircraft vital for any strike on Iran. This development may accelerate arms purchases and new tactics across the region, fueling a potential arms race. Gulf states hosting U.S. bases see the J-10 as a direct threat to their security and shipping lanes. Iran's allies like Syria and Hezbollah welcome the move as a boost to their own strategic depth. The J-10 is more than a jet. It's a geopolitical statement, interpreted differently on each side of the divide. Its arrival is reshaping the region's security calculations. Experts are split on the J-10's true impact. Some call it a game-changer, citing its advanced radar and long-range missiles as a leap for Iran's air force. Even a small number of J-10s could threaten high-value enemy assets, raising the risks for any country considering airstrikes. Others argue it's a significant but not revolutionary step. Iran's likely small fleet will face hundreds of advanced Western jets, superior training, and robust intelligence networks. Air power is more than just jets, it's about pilots, maintenance, and command systems. Iran is starting from a low base in all these areas. The J-10s make Iran more dangerous but won't single-handedly change the balance of power. The real test is whether Iran can integrate these jets into its outdated military structure. The next 5 to 10 years will reveal if the J-10 is a true game-changer or just a step toward parity. Buying the J-10 is just the beginning. Operating it is the real challenge. Iranian pilots must transition from analog cockpits to mastering the J-10's advanced systems, a process that takes years. Maintenance is another hurdle. The J-10 requires new tools, skills, and a steady flow of Chinese parts. Any disruption in this supply chain could ground the fleet. Integration is critical. The J-10 must work with Iran's older radars, air defenses, and command systems. Without seamless networking, the J-10's potential is limited. Success depends on building a new generation of pilots, technicians, and support infrastructure. The real work is behind the scenes, modernizing doctrine, logistics, and command. Whether the J-10 becomes a formidable weapon or a high-maintenance asset depends on Iran's ability to adapt. The arrival of the J-10 fighter jets represents Iran's most significant Air Force upgrade in decades. This acquisition is not just about adding new hardware, it's a strategic move with far-reaching implications for the region's security landscape. It's a clear signal of Iran's intent to modernize its military capabilities, showcasing a commitment to enhancing its defense infrastructure. This modernization effort is aimed at reasserting Iran's position as a key regional power, projecting influence and safeguarding its interests in a complex geopolitical environment. Equipped with advanced radar systems and air-to-air missiles, the J-10 provides Iran with enhanced capabilities to monitor and respond to aerial threats. Iran can now more effectively challenge the air superiority of its adversaries, creating a more balanced and competitive environment in the skies. But the J-10 is no silver bullet. It's a component of a larger strategy. A few dozen jets, while significant, won't erase the overwhelming technological and numerical advantages held by the US and its allies in the region, especially when considering the advanced capabilities of Israel or the well-equipped air forces of the Gulf states. The true measure of Iran's enhanced air power will be limited by the quality and extent of pilot training programs, the ability to maintain a high operational readiness rate through effective maintenance procedures, and the successful integration of the J-10 into existing defense systems, which presents considerable challenges. Therefore, the J-10 deal represents both a new factor influencing the regional balance of power, introducing a new dynamic into existing calculations, and a significant gamble for Iran, requiring careful strategic planning and execution. This acquisition bets heavily on the continuation of stable and reliable ties with China, the successful absorption and adaptation of new technologies, ensuring they can be effectively utilized, and the overall deterrent value that a small but highly capable fleet can provide in a volatile region. The introduction of these jets inevitably raises the stakes in the region, making any potential conflict significantly costlier for all parties involved, while simultaneously increasing existing tensions and anxieties. The J-10 acquisition is far more than a simple procurement. It's a geopolitical event with wide-ranging implications for international relations, potentially planting the seeds for a new balance of power and a strategic realignment in the Middle East. Ultimately, its true impact will depend on the strategic choices made by Iran in the coming years, and on how the region as a whole chooses to respond to this new development. The roar of the dragon's talon echoing over Iran is a new and somewhat uncertain sound, carrying with it both promise and potential peril, and the world is watching with keen interest, carefully analyzing every move.